Pop Trigger time!
Celebration,
yes. Hey everyone, I'm Samantha Shocker. Thanks for tuning in. We have a really good show today with a really awesome guest. I can't wait. So without further ado, our co-host today, our very own Bree Essrig. You can subscribe to her YouTube channel at Bree Essrig. First time in the Pop Trigger studio. You guys, you know him from Alias, Felicity, Heroes. Actor Greg Grunberg is here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So excited to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Are you kidding me? You and I have been doing a little show.
I know,
with
Dr. Drew on Call, and I
Yeah.
always think that you're so hilarious. Not only do you bring up some really insightful points, but you do it with some levity with comedy.
Well, the producer of that show has told me,
Bert?
Bert's like, my God, Greg, you can say anything, and it doesn't matter. Like, that's been my career as an actor.
Yeah.
I could kill, a busload of nuns, and they'd be like, oh, he's so adorable.
We have a lot more to talk about with Greg later. Lots going on in your world, so stay tuned for his interview later. And Brett Ehrlich, catch him on Declassified. That's the pre-show to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC.
Wait, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you mean Poor Man's Heroes?
Stop it, Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb is overseeing it.
Of course.
And you can catch me and Grunny, because you and I are close like that. You can
Yep.
catch us too on Dr. Drew on Call at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on HLN, and we will both be on tonight. So make sure you watch tonight. All right, guys, let's get right to it. Thank you for joining us, Grunny. Lena Dunham defends girls' nudity. So Lena was at a panel discussion for her show Girls alongside the executive producer, Judd Apatow, and she got into a bit of a heated discussion with one of the reporters. So this is how it all went down. So the reporter asked her, I don't get the purpose of all of the nudity on the show. Your character is often naked just at random times for no reason. Lena got offended by that question. So she snapped back. It's because it's a realistic expression of what it's like to be alive. I think, and I totally get it, if you're not into me, that's your problem, and you're gonna have to work that out with professionals. Then Judd Apatow, who was sitting right next to her in the panel discussion, immediately took to her defense. He said to the reporter, quote, that was a very clumsily stated question that's offensive on its face, and you should read it and discuss it with other people how you did that. It's very offensive. Then later, after the panel discussion at the TCAs, he actually talked about what had happened openly in regard to the reporter, and he said that the reporter's question was misogynistic and sexist. Thoughts, 5 words or less?
Girls have girl parts.
Girl, you're not that big.
Go, girl. Show your girls.
And your shirt's unbuttoned.
You can't even see it.
Oh my
Thank God.
Oh my God,
Thank
okay. Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Loving
All right,
it.
thank you. So first and foremost, did you guys think that the reporter's question was offensive? Did you guys take offense, or did you think that it was a perfectly reasonable question to ask?
I think it's a question that a lot of people ask, so they put it out there. I think part of your responsibility as a journalist is to at least ask the questions that everyone's asking, but you can qualify it with saying that, like, a lot of people bring up the fact that you're always naked, more so than people are naked on HBO shows.
He should have rephrased it.
Well,
Yes.
I feel like she's addressed this so many times. Why do you have to keep talking about it? She's
They-
already stated it's true to.
But it's such a big part of the show. I mean, I think you're right, Brad. I think that's been the topic since the show came on. It's like, oh, this girl who you normally would not see naked is exposed. She's just naked. I mean, it's like what happened in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's, he's naked and he's masturbating, and like that is something I do not want to see. But I like the idea that it's very real. We all
Right.
get. I say good for her, and I don't think the question was offensive at all.
Right, I get that
First,
in
I'd
the
like to say that
past.
it is realistic, because I hear from very reliable sources that Jonah Hill does masturbate in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he does. I've actually helped him once.
Great.
It was once.
Breaking
one
news
time. one
on
time.
Pop Trigger.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I agree with you, because here's the thing. In the past, though, and I get why Lena Dunham may be sensitive to this issue, because in the past she has gotten a lot of criticism for the nudity, but there hasn't been criticism, for instance, on some of the nudity on Game of Thrones, because those women are conventionally attractive.
Or Californication,
Right.
Shameless, or any
and
of
so
the
I
shows
think
with
that she is sick and tired of talking about, in the sense that, okay, so because I'm not in your mind this idealistic, beautiful Victoria's Secret looking actress, you guys keep bringing up the fact that nudity is too much on girls, when in reality, in comparison to other shows, it's not.
It's
so
not at
I get
all.
why she did take defense, but this reporter never really brought up her body at all.
That's exactly it.
Never.
I think she's kind of projected all the shitty questions that she's gotten onto this question that wasn't so much.
You know, when they go in to pitch those shows, they have to have a slant to get. Why is it on cable? I mean, why? Without the nudity, that show could be a network show.
Yeah.
But let's push the bar, and I think that's what they do on that show. And you know what? This publicity, there's so many more people going to watch the show now because of this.
Right.
So it's working, and she shouldn't take it personally. But whatever gets more press for them.
What did you think about Judd Apatow's response?
I was a little too much, I think, but at the same time, if you're a journalist, like, don't you want to go for like the deeper, more hard-hitting questions about the show and the season? Like, I'm on Lena's side where I would take it to heart too, because the #1 complaint about the show isn't the nudity, it's about her nudity. And like, I have friends that are just like, oh, Girls is coming back on. How many times is Lena Dunham going to get naked? I stopped watching it because she got so naked. So I understand
that's
because
bull.
that's what people
ridiculous.
say. That's what they say. That's what I've heard. And the other stars on the show, maybe they're not comfortable, but I completely agree. Like last night's episode of Girls, she's naked in bed with him. They've just had sex and they're having a conversation. And that's something that would happen in real life. You've just had sex. You're not going to put your clothes back on if you're sitting in bed together having a conversation.
Oh, wait. No, okay. You're talking about other people?
Oh, okay. I do understand why Judd defended her, though.
I like that he defended her. I do,
like it
because
too.
I'm sure that they've had a lot of private conversations where there's been so many different articles written about her and people not wanting to see her naked, and it makes me sick because
How can anyone like say that this is not truthful? Like I don't know that people are grossed out by it or whatever. It's just like she's so brave, not for being nude. I don't think that's what's brave about it. She writes it, she directs it, and she stars in it, and she's telling her truth to the public.
Yes.
So you have to accept her truth. That's what she wants to tell.
And by the way, as an actor, that is the easiest thing to do. I did The Hollow Man. Kevin Bacon was naked for 2 weeks. After 10 minutes, you're like, okay, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
To be emotionally naked, I know this you're like, really? No. It is so much harder.
Have you done nudity?
Yeah, well, a little bit. On Felicity, I wore assless chaps. If you want to consider that.
No way. So we could Google Greg Grunberg, Felicity, assless chap.
No, if you search Greg Grunberg is sexy on YouTube, somebody put a video together.
Yes!
I mean,
yes, all of our YouTube fans out there. This is going to be exciting.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Shut up.
But I'm saying it's one of those things where that is not a big deal. And I bet that Judd Apatow and Lena, I bet they've heard question after question, and obviously, because we've heard it, so they must have been pounded by it.
Right.
And then the network saying, it's enough, let's stop. The truth is, that's not a big deal, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
And if you really want to be a fly on the wall and watch really good acting, really good, scripted programming, then accept it.
Okay, so what did you guys think about Lena Dunham's response to the reporter? Do you guys agree with her? Do you agree with Judd Apatow? Or did you think that what the reporter said was not all that offensive? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you all next time